In the ever-evolving landscape of the internet, a new battleground has emerged, fueled by frustration, resentment, and a growing sense of gendered alienation. On one side we have the incels, a term now synonymous with a subset of men who identify as involuntarily celibate and harbor deep-seated anger towards women and society. On the other side, a counter-movement has gained traction, the Femcels. This group, composed of women who also identify as involuntarily celibate, expresses its struggles through a different lens, focusing on self-criticism, a yearning for unattainable beauty standards, and a simmering resentment towards men. While both groups share the common thread of involuntary celibacy, their ideologies, online behavior, and the potential risks they pose differ significantly. The rise of these communities, often relegated to the darkest corners of the internet, has sparked concern among experts who warn of the dangers of radicalization, the normalization of toxic ideologies, and the deepening of gender divides. This essay delves into the complex world of incels and femcels, exploring their origins, contrasting ideologies, online expressions, and the broader societal implications of their growing presence. The term incel originated in the late 1990s as a gender-neutral term for individuals experiencing involuntary celibacy. However, over time, the term became increasingly associated with misogynistic online communities dominated by men. These communities, initially found on forums like 4chan and Reddit, provided a space for men to vent their frustrations about their perceived inability to find romantic and sexual partners. The emergence of Femcel communities followed a similar trajectory, appearing in the early 2000s as women sought online spaces to discuss their experiences with dating and relationships. However, unlike incel communities, which often externalize blame onto women and society, Femcel spaces tend to cultivate a culture of self-criticism, with members attributing their struggles to their perceived physical shortcomings. At the heart of the incel ideology lies a deeply ingrained sense of resentment towards women, often stemming from a belief that women are inherently superficial and solely attracted to men with wealth, status, or physical attractiveness. This resentment is frequently fueled by the red pill philosophy, a misogynistic belief system that views men as victims of a feminist-controlled society. Femcel communities, while sharing a sense of disillusionment with the opposite gender, express their frustrations differently. Instead of outright misogyny, Femcels often exhibit a sense of internalized misogyny, attributing their struggles to their perceived failure to conform to societal beauty standards. This internalized pressure is often exacerbated by the pink pill ideology, which emphasizes the supposed disadvantages faced by unattractive women in a society that prioritizes beauty. The online spaces inhabited by incels and femcels are really full of unique language, trends, and visual cues that reflect their respective ideologies and anxieties. Incel communities are honestly notorious for their use of derogatory language towards women, often referring to them as femoids or Stacies, which is, a derogatory stereotype of attractive, promiscuous women. They also frequently use violent language and imagery, expressing fantasies of harming women or enacting revenge on those they perceive as responsible for their celibacy. Femcel communities, on the other hand, tend to express their frustrations through a different lens. While anger and resentment towards men are definitely present, these emotions are often overshadowed by a pretty pervasive sense of sadness, self-loathing, and a yearning for unattainable beauty standards. This is reflected in their online language, which often revolves around themes of loneliness, insecurity, and self-deprecation. The rise of incel and femcel communities, while concerning on multiple levels, also presents an opportunity for introspection and dialogue. These groups, despite their toxic elements, reflect a growing sense of alienation and frustration among certain demographics, highlighting the need for more nuanced conversations about gender, relationships, and the pressures of modern society. Addressing the root causes of these frustrations requires a multifaceted approach. This includes, challenging harmful gender stereotypes, promoting healthy relationship models, and providing support systems for individuals struggling with loneliness, mental health issues, and social isolation. While it's crucial to acknowledge and address the potential for radicalization within these communities, it's equally important to avoid generalizations and recognize the diversity of experiences within these groups. Ultimately, Understanding the factors that contribute to the rise of incel and femcel ideologies is essential for fostering a more inclusive and empathetic online environment.